I decided to check out Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. You know, after I recently slaughtered my way through hell, became a member of the local mafia and traveled to an alien border world. Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks and a change was needed. So I jumped into this cozy adventure. But I didn't play Fantasy Life the normal way. I used codes from the Plitch trainer to change up the standard gameplay loop of the game. So that's why in today's video, I'll show you how my first few hours in the game went, what codes I used, how they work, and what they can do for you. But let's start at the beginning. I hit the play button and jumped into the character creation. After I decided on a name and did some serious looks maxing, I began my journey on a boat. But after a series of unfortunate events, which I skipped, I found myself on a mysterious new island. And after I explored a bit, I ran into the first set of enemies in the game. This is where the first useful codes from the trainer came in. To finish the fight quicker, I turned on easy kills, which allowed me to finish every enemy with one hit. This not only made progressing in the early game section simpler, it would also come in useful later when I fought tougher enemies. And hey, Steam also gave me an achievement for it, so that's nice too. Fast forward a bit and I met the king of the island, who informed me that I, in fact, don't have a life, and therefore should get one. So that became my new quest, getting a new life. In order to do this, I reported to the guild office. But to get there faster, I used the player attribute codes from the trainer to change my movement in the game. I used the movement speed multiplier to run across the map in light speed, and then the jump height multiplier to take a shortcut. And after 2 small jumps, I landed right in front of the guild office, where I could start my new life. As it turned out, I could choose a life for myself. In my case, I decided to become a paladin. No, not that kind of paladin. Now, my mission was to protect the peace. My first quest as a paladin was to retrieve lost goods from this merchant lady. So I did what any inspiring hero would do, I put on my detective hat and followed the clues, and eventually tracked down the missing cargo. But of course, nothing is ever that easy. Before I could reclaim the items, I had to deal with a pack of not-so-friendly wolves guarding the area. So I activated the unlimited health code in Plitch trainer. This code keeps your HP locked at full during combat. Doesn't skip the fight, but it takes the pressure off. After that was done and I returned to the merchant lady, I had an idea. What if I could speed up the process of leveling up and therefore become a better paladin? Well, turns out I can actually do that by adjusting the player EXP Multiplier and give myself more XP upon completing quests. After my first day as a paladin, I decided to reward myself with some new equipment. So I went back to the merchant area and went shopping. But sadly, I didn't have enough coins for some sweet bronze armor. Now, I could have gone back and completed more quests to earn more money, but instead I used the add money slider in the trainer and simply added a few more coins to my character. Now I could shop for new armor without limitations. I then continued my journey as a paladin and traveled to deserts and mysterious dungeons. But I noticed that the game had become a bit too easy for my taste. So I went back to see what else the trainer had to offer. For the next fight I decided to use low health, which as it turned out, made me a one-hit target for enemies. Suddenly I had to be careful when it came to confrontations and use strategy to win each confrontation. So yeah, that was my journey so far. It was a wild ride, sure, but also a surprisingly cozy one. The game gives you a space to explore, experiment and just exist in a colorful little world. And using Plitch added a fun layer of freedom on top of that. If you're thinking of diving into Fantasy Life, or if you already started and want to shake things up a bit, I definitely recommend checking out the Plitch trainer. It doesn't change the heart of the game, it just gives you more control over how you play it. You can find a full trainer at Plitch.com. Try a few codes and make your fantasy life a little more your own.